Another gun control effort is moving through the Illinois statehouse, and it's come together in the last few days here as it passed the House, an amended bill, and is now in the Senate. I'm talking about HB 850 from State Representative Bob Morgan. Impacts the FOID card and the possibility of people who are denied or had their FOID card revoked being able to appeal that decision. But it also has some other elements in there, including who can be an agency to declare somebody as a clear and present danger, reporting to state police so that state police could take away a FOID card, Firearm Owner ID card for those just new to it. I'm Greg Bishop. Thanks for being with me. I am a reporter for Illinois for the Center Square. You can find all the headlines that we have. Go to thecentersquare.com, on the ground reporting. We've got all kinds of content for you to better understand how the state government in Illinois is impacting you, the taxpayer. But one thing that we have covered quite a bit is a lot of gun control measures and Second Amendment issues and efforts that Democrats are taking to try to stem gun violence, they call it. And this measure is just one that we've seen come through. Several have ultimately advanced out of the State House to the governor's desk eventually, and that includes Senate Bill 8, which is the safe gun storage measure, and the lost and stolen reporting measure as well. So that is also some stuff we've talked about before. So go check out the Center Square's catalog with Illinois. And yesterday, after HB 850 passed the Illinois House, it's now in the Illinois Senate, and they held a committee hearing late last night. It was about 7:30 or so. By the way, for those in the live show, we go live each and every weekday morning. Yesterday, I got out of there probably about... It was a little after 8, so a lot of different people were guessing how late I'd be there yesterday. We'll do that again here in a bit. I just do want to see, what you guys think, because we're in the last day of session, essentially. May 31st is the technical last day, but they could go all night tonight into the wee hours of the morning on the 31st. We'll see. But regardless, okay, so House Bill 850, I digress. It's a measure that does several things. So State Senator Julie Morrison was sponsoring the bill and in committee late last night. Here she is explaining what it does. Dan, go.
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. In committee this evening, House Bill 850 is an initiative of the Illinois State Police. They have identified changes which are narrowly tailored to strengthen due process by which we keep guns away from individuals who pose a clear and present danger, and by adding more due process for individuals going through the FOID review board for a denial or revocation of their card, and allows them access to information which they currently are denied. We are going to be making this process fairer and strengthen confidence that clear and present danger determinations are correct. I have with me counsel from the Illinois State Police to provide additional testimony.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Good evening. My name is Abby Skro. I'm Deputy Chief Legal at the Illinois State Police. Thank you for the opportunity to present this to you. As was mentioned, the point of this is to make sure that individuals are allowed the opportunity to know the allegations against them as part of the clear and present danger, and then have an expedited process to seek relief if there are issues with what is documented in the report. Otherwise, I'll leave. I'll be here for any questions that you have.
So essentially, if you have a FOID card and it's revoked, this would allow for you to go and have an expedited hearing within 30 days to get the details of why your FOID card was revoked and to try to get some resolution if you feel that you've been wronged. You had Todd Vandermeide, Freedom Steel, former contract lobbyist at the State House. He showed up on Zoom to push back against this yesterday in the Senate committee.
30 years down there with a lot of you people. So this does not do much, if anything, for due process. We just saw that the United States Supreme Court said that illegal aliens suspected of criminal, gang, and terrorist activities and associations must be given notice before they are deported from this country. That means they get a hearing in front of an Article III court. That means they get the right to counsel. That means they get the right to present evidence, challenge evidence, call witnesses, cross-examine witnesses, And none of that is here or present. What you have is you have an administrative review. You have the state police taking a quasi-anonymous report to the individual that's being stripped of their rights. They then adjudicate whether or not the report is accurate or not, and then they hand down the sentence, which is exactly what the Supreme Court said last year in Jartsy you can't do when an individual was looked to be fined by the SEC, by an administrative body run by the SEC, by an administrative law judge employed by the SEC. If anything, Jartsy completely disavows what the state police does in the clear and present danger process. There is no due process. A law enforcement agency or other person can file a clear and present danger report. The state police then look at it, make a determination, and it's only after you're denied that you sit there and get a chance to try to find out what the report was about, what they claimed that you did or did not do, and then you have to request all this information, and now the state police can redact information as they see fit. And with all this, there is no due process. And the state police and the attorney general have argued in court that footnote 9 of the Bruin decision, this is a shall issue permitting regime. This is not a shall issue. The FOIA card is not shall issue. So long as clear and present danger exists, and they are completely subjective standards. I've been through the rules and the statute itself. There's nothing in there about subjective standards. What the court said in Bruin said you had to have for a carry license. There couldn't be this, well, what's good moral character? You also have the Rahimi decision, which said that the 922G8 was constitutional only because there was an Article III court hearing, and there was a determination by a judge. And this went back to the surety laws of 1791, where a magistrate would at least look at the individual, and if there was credibility to the allegations, would bring them in, and then they would be assigned a surety bond so that if they screwed up or did something untoward, they'd forfeit the bond. None of that takes place here. We actually have a case coming out of Normal, Illinois, where 2 law enforcement officers fabricated a arrest report and claimed an individual was charged with aggravated assault because he used a firearm. There never was such a report. There never was an arrest. The state police didn't look at the criminal records index, obviously, because an arrest should have shown up in the CRI on the daily inputs. But this individual was stripped of his right to own a firearm. And the minute that happens, the minute your FOIA card is revoked, you now have to file a form with the state police listing all of your firearms and turning over all of your firearms, ammunition, and now parts. And all of that happens. So now you've got Fifth Amendment issues where there's a takings of all your personal property. Then you go to an administrative hearing within the FOIA Review Board, and only then can you go to the court. And now they want to make it that if you don't correctly fill out the form in section 9.5, that you sit there and you can't even file for an expedited appeal. So you're going to take all my property and then possibly grant me an expedited hearing on this report from somebody that I've never seen prior to this? This is not due process. The Bruin decision said is the conduct proposed covered by the Second Amendment. My right to own, buy, possess, acquire firearms is absolutely conduct covered by the Second Amendment. We now go to the 2-step process. What is the historical analog of an administrative hearing by an agency on a permit to be able to own or possess a firearm? There is none. They've been called out on several lawsuits on this, and I think that's what they are trying to do, is cover their rears after we've seen such egregious conduct as in the Normal case, to where law enforcement falsified, outright lied about an aggravated assault and filed a clear and present danger report, and the state police just went along with it. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
So there you go. That's Todd Vandermeide yesterday from the Illinois Senate Committee late in the evening when they brought up House Bill 850. That did pass out of committee despite those warnings that it's unconstitutional to say it's due process, but it not really be due process as in line with what the U.S. Supreme Court has called for when it comes to due process and steps that are taken to take people's rights away, Second Amendment rights. That measure is going to come up on the Senate floor at some point between now and the end of Saturday. May 31st is the deadline for them to pass bills with simple majorities. And there have been some real close calls when it comes to the necessity to get to that May 31st deadline with simple majorities. Are we going to see that play out with this bill? Are we going to see it pass regardless of the warnings that Republicans have said? And this comes after you had Senate Bill 8, the safe gun storage, pass this week, on top of other gun laws that have passed recently, including a measure that allows for individuals to have their firearms taken away if they are the subject of a domestic order of protection. And then that's stacked on top of the gun ban, that's stacked on top of the FOID card and the CCL and a whole bunch of other things, all of these things in the courts, and that's something else we track. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and join us each and every weekday morning as we bring you Illinois in Focus Daily right here. Every morning. I'm Greg Bishop. Follow me anywhere, and we'll see you back here Monday morning.